Exactly.
And on top of that, they do like random ass things
effect.
like, hey, this is a rent controlled building. It needs $100,000 in repairs. Oh, but you can't raise rent anyways. It's like,
Yeah.
like
That's-
how do you expect people to fix anything?
Yeah, I saw that, and it's like, his building's rent control, $900 a month for 3 bedrooms, but the property needs $100,000. So why would the landlord want to fix that? You'll never see your money. You never see your return. So it just sits there.
You can only rent it for $20 or something.
Yeah,
It's like-
exactly.
yeah,
So it's like it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So.
But I don't. So I don't play buy and hold in New York City.
So how do you make your money with probate? Was it just like a service that you provide?
So yeah, I have so many ways of monetizing. So it could be social capital. You could say. I mean, I get a referral.
Okay.
I'm a licensed realtor, so I could if that works for you, I'll list it for you. Sometimes I contract. I'll just source it out because at the end I look at it's for the benefit of my client. I recently just went through a co-op. At the end of the day, I mean, it's such a pain in New York.
Yeah.
Some co-op has their own inner things. You don't work with them, they'll deny you.
Really? Okay.
With this particular one, it didn't happen that way, but he did get denied. So at the end, you know what? I'm like, I feel bad for the family. I mean, he's been hanging around for a year or so with almost $1,700 of maintenance fee every month. So even I lost half of my commission, I'm happy to just, what is it? A quick nickel beats a slow dime. I guess that's what I look at.
So
That's
I'll
fine.
give you a scenario. I have a neighbor. I know that the parents, the both husband and wife have passed away. The kids or the family members don't want anything to do with the property. I give you. They say actually they want to speak to someone. Whoever the family members just want to talk to somebody to figure out how they can relieve themselves of this property, right? And so how could you come in and help them? What's your process?
So first I will ask, do you have a will or you don't?
Let's say they don't.
They don't have a will, then first of all, you're going to have to go through probate regardless. The only time, and we can probably go through that, certain things go through probate, some or not. But in your case, first thing is let's have a conversation. Let me see where you are, right? What is it you want to do? So most likely, if there's real estate involved, you're going to have to go through probate. Some states, New York is $50,000. Some states is less. If it's less than that, it's called a streamlined probate process. You don't have to go through it. But if you have a real property, most likely it's going to be more than that. Come speak with me or one of our teams. We're probably going to refer you an attorney, right? But most importantly, then, is within the family, you're going to have to decide if there's no will, you're going to have to go through the state succession order. Usually the spouse first, then your kids, then your parents, and then your siblings. And there's a lot of other orders that I'm not.
Are they like officially signing off on something? Is that the case, where they just say, "Well, we don't want anything to do with the property"?
So if they don't want
to the next
anything, are
member?
they donating it to the state or to the charity?
The family members don't want anything. They don't want any tax implications that come with it. They just don't want to deal with people coming in on the house and.
So at the end, what do they want to? They want to leave it to someone.
They just want to get rid of it.
Oh, okay. So if that's the case, I mean, it usually will go to the government, right? You don't need to.
How many times does that happen? Is that more often than not, or?
I don't think so, because at the end of the day, we speak with someone. You could say we might have some equity here if you want to go through the probate process. So one thing you got to realize: when someone died, that's their estate, right? That's a separate entity. So that has nothing to do with you or your credit limit, your credit history, none of that stuff. If it gets foreclosed, the estate gets foreclosed. Has nothing to do with you. But most of the time, there's some equity. If your parents live there for a while, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some equity. So might be worth looking at whether it's worth going through the process to see if you guys could walk away with something.
So you'll be the middleman.
Yeah. So a free consultation is probably to see where they are, but it's going to cost you more in attorney's fee and stuff. Just let it go.
So I know sometimes these properties get sold out like through wholesalers and things like that. Is that something you do as well, or?
Yeah, we could do that. We'll have members on the team that could. I have wholesalers on my speed dial, so we could just try to help them with whichever way.
Have you ever dealt with the probate?
The first thing I've ever gotten under contract was a probate. I've worked 2. I never closed any of them. They were both in New Jersey. One was in Ramsey, where everyone's so lawyered up. It got so crazy to the point like the lawyer was just like, rewrite,
Yeah.
rewrite. Did not like anything. Was not like having anything. I personally,
You wouldn't want to do it again?
no. Like I said, it didn't even end up closing. It's just so many rounds of revisions and everything. And
Neither one.
no, the other one actually, she like might have misunderstood something, or like she was so happy with the contract, and her attorney gave her some call or something, and then she was like, "What's wrong with you guys? My house is worth like so much," and like the foundation was cracked and everything. By the way, like this was not a good house. Like the house needed basically like everything fixed. It was like a mild crack. It was like a really big crack that was gonna be like.
And it's in Ramsey, so they want top dollar.
No,
for
no,
it.
that one was in Hamilton, New Jersey, I think.
Yeah.
But no,
Which way is
Ramsey,
Hamilton?
south.
Southwest.
South, like a little bit out of Trent. Oh, this one was in Ewing or Hamilton. I don't remember, but yeah, like I honestly like I have respect for people who do it because
It's a process.
it's like
How was it
you
in New
know,
York?
like you're dealing with so many attorneys and everything.
How was it in New York? Same thing.
Yeah,
It's probably worse.
It's even worse because
I can imagine.
attorneys jump on it because
They get paid.
They get paid, right? You do a will a certain amount, you do a probate, it's based on billable hours.
Exactly. So they're gonna like every
course.
little
I mean,
tweaking of
I'm not
words.
saying, you know, I mean, so, but then I do know people that I work with, they true has passion to help people.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where you measure someone's motive and intent. And I think the best thing, maybe any tidbit I give, you know, just to clarify what needs probate, what doesn't. So there's certain things people could do pretty soon to avoid that, right? So just think about probate is just a legal way of someone testifying of witness that this property is being transferred correctly.
Yeah.
So little things that you can do. Let's say if you have a bank account, right? There's gonna be some transfer on death clause, either pay on death or whatever. Make sure you have that. If you have your 401k, your IRA, write down the beneficiary. If you have a life insurance, update your beneficiary. So once they have that, those are the assets that, obviously, you know, I'm not a lawyer. Please consult with your attorney. Blah blah blah. You know. Those are the things that you could do to avoid. And then what a lot of people do is try to set up a living trust, move their property into a trust, so that while you're alive, the property is already in this separate entity. Upon your passing, that trust will automatically get passed to whoever you want. You don't have to go through this.
You already written it out.
Correct.
Dictated it.
So you're dealing with a little bit more higher income people then, if this is the stuff you're advising them to do.
Doesn't have to be, because people could have. I mean, you could have a lot of assets somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
You don't even have to. I think at the end, what I hate to see is our parents came with nothing. They work hard to accumulate something.
Yep.
The last thing I want to see is, one, those things get destroyed based on some quarrel from families because of money, or getting lost in the whole process. You're waiting 5 to 8% of your estate. Remember, attorneys charge as a percentage of your estate value.
Really?
Plus per hour.
Right? That's usually what's going to come up. So, you know, the court costs, the aggravation and all that. I mean,
So
to
you're out
me,
thousands of dollars
and time.
for doing a living will and calling it a day.
Correct. And then if you're designated, so usually the way it works is then you go to the court, you get petition as the personal representative executor. So you're the one now has the authority to handle the affairs of the state. So usually you're gonna have to compile all your assets, then all your liabilities, you pay your debt, and whatever's left, and you're gonna distribute it to your heirs, right? That's in a really quick summary.
Yep.
That's usually what an executor does. If you're the executor, you're fiduciarily responsible also. So if you don't handle that properly, family can come and legally sue you too. So, you know, so those are the little things nuances that you're gonna have to go through. So to me, I think it's my calling to help people at a higher level. Because I don't want a quick bucks. I mean, anybody could just call a FISBO and say, okay, sign a contract, right? Then I'll flip the contract, I'll make a quick buck. But at the end, I mean, I think with this, you're gonna have to show empathy and some understanding, and definitely that's what they say. You know, God gave you what, 2 ears, 2 eyes, and a mouth. Listen before you speak. I think to try to understand what the problem is.
Yep.
I've seen on YouTube, right? You know how this generation, everybody wants everything for nothing, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
of course.
So there's always, if you go to YouTube, you see it. You type in probate, like how to buy houses with no money down, doing probates, right?
Oh, really?
How true is that?
I don't know.
I'm asking Jay.
I'm pretty sure, but I'm most likely those are the people you could probably do it. I wouldn't. I don't think. I mean, when the people are so desperate, you think out of nowhere they're gonna call and give you. I haven't seen that in myself, right? Usually it takes few conversations.
Of course, yeah.
And to me, I give him all the service, all this, and hopefully I have the right. I've earned the right to work on your real estate. That's where I come from.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think probate, because most of the time is also attorneys. Chances are, if that person can do it, pretty sure that the other people, probably like 100 people already called them too.
Yeah.
You know, and you can tell people are not going to do business with you just because you call from the internet,
Yep.
right? They will probably ghost you a few times. They're gonna look at you. They're gonna search you. They're gonna, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's like any business. You got to call, right? Even though if real estate agents, if you do sales, when I did sales back in the day, you know, you got to call 10, 15, 20 times. The first 10 realtors are dropping off after 3-4 calls, and the last person who's making the phone call is
Correct.
going to get the deal.
Correct.
And the same thing with, you know, you keep calling. I remember people call me, I'm on do not call list. Fuck you, don't call me back. Call me back next week.
Right.
Okay, how you doing? Yeah. And I got like $1 million listings sometimes doing that, you know?
Right.
Because the people like that, and that mentality who have $1 million homes, they're like, oh, this guy's a hustler, you know what I mean? He doesn't take shit for nobody. So, but again, it's the same thing as with, you know, with the probate. You got to call, and just build a rapport, you know?
Paralysis analysis is the epitome of real estate.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
trying to deal with people and getting them to.
It's all psychological. It's like, you know, your kids, I want this. No. Okay, just shut the fuck up and get it already. You know, it's all psychological. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what it boils down to. And just building that rapport, I guess, because then, you know, people you're dealing with are in a situation it's like, oh shit, I just lost somebody or whatever the case may be. So it's very traumatic for them or whatever the case may be.
So yeah, I'm happy. So that's one area that I'm hoping not to. So that's why I'd rather work with before you go into.
Yeah.
So if you already have probate, my job is to make sure you don't go through it again.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure at least I'm already.
It's kind of like with life insurance.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I'll give you my scenario. Maybe you can help me out then. See what you.
Okay.
I have multiple partners, right? Business partners, not baby daddies or mamas. And I have a lot of real estate.
That's Utah.
I own real estate apartments, just under 500 apartments altogether. So everything's held in a corporation. My main corporation owns, me and my wife 100% owner of the main corporation. And then we have different LLCs that I'm partnerships with. So my corporation owns 50% of all those LLCs with my other partners. How would I set my thing up so that way I don't have to go through this whole process? I have a living will already, but I still don't feel that's enough.
Yeah, I would first ask, obviously consult an attorney,
Yeah.
but usually you will want to have some sort of estate planning, like a trust document. But the good thing is all your property is already on an LLC,
Yeah.
right? You could easily just assign membership or whatever to anybody else. So you could literally just transfer that. But in that case, I would definitely say the best plan is to have a good, given that you have so many LLCs and so many involved, speak with a good estate probate attorney.
Okay.
Let them walk you through what are the pros and cons, what you need to do, I think. And there are certain things, again, that are pretty easy to just avoid, right? Like, you know, as we explained, like bank accounts and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Got 5 minutes? All right, cool.
Yeah, because each case is different. So I wouldn't. But one thing I do know, like the same thing here, I have all my assets in a LLC. So generally, I think for the general public, when you have your title held in joint tenancy, right of survivorship, or tenancy in common, those are things that you, once upon one person pass, automatically looks to the next one.
Yeah.
It's when the next person pass that you got to be more careful.
Okay.
Again, disclosures, we're not financial advisors. We consult with
Exactly. So the
attorney.
only license I have is a driver's license. Even my real estate license
And fried
expired.
chicken. And fried chicken license.
Yeah, I could fry that. Yeah. No, actually, now that they have air fryers, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So these are you when it gets to the probate process, are you more inclined to list them, or are you buying them yourself if the opportunity arises?
Yeah, it's all up to the client. I'm here to serve the best benefit of the client, right? I just negotiated one of my clients, he could have easily, someone come and gave him a low offer. He was ready to take it. But in that case, I represented him as an agent.
Yep.
So my fiduciary duty was to make sure I get him the hire,
Yep.
right? Even though we verbally, because that's the only one that came in. So verbally, he had accepted. I think we listed for 400,000, let's say. Someone gave him a 357 lowball. He said, yeah, let's go for it. But then I verbally accepted, but then I got another offer. So my fiduciary responsibility is, someone give you full price. I mean, I went with the higher, and then the guy threatened to sue me, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But at the end, I don't care because I'm here to represent the.
Yeah, exactly.
In this case, I could have easily gotten also under contract cheap.
Yeah.
But it's the benefit of the client.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, I feel better at night when I say, okay,
Yeah, because even myself, I'm a broker owner and I'm a real estate investor. So when I meet with clients, I give them two options, right? I said, first of all, I got to disclose I'm a licensed broker, and then second of all, this is my offer, and this is what it looks like, and this is what I'm willing to pay, and these are the comparables of what you can sell it for in the MLS right now. But then you take into account you got to pay the commissions, you got to do this, you got to do that. So and then I break it down. It's like, here's my offer, $350.
Yep.
That's what you're gonna net. Well, if we list it for $450 minus the commissions, minus the repairs, your carrying cost, if the seller backs out of the deal, and you might net
Your
$350
Right.
and time.
Right.
So it's up to you on how you want to work it out or whatever. And then I give them the option to pick it out, because again, we have fiduciary responsibilities to our clients. So you always got to spell it out for them.
Yeah, and sometimes even if you don't, just because you can do it doesn't mean you need to do
Yeah,
it, right?
exactly.
You have to do it. So to me, I think I have a moral obligation. Again, it's where you come, your why first.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
I think once you know your why, then you know what to do, how to do, when to do it, and that dictates.
And your why is because
I want-
people can Google things now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's
So if you're not upfront with them and they're just a little bit intelligent and they go look this information
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
why did he tell me I can only get 300,000? The house
Correct.
across
Yeah,
the
of
street
course.
just sold for 350.
Yeah,
But then
3.5
if you
million.
don't come with honest, you don't even have to worry about any stuff, right? Let's
Yeah.
say if you're just being honest, you don't have to worry about, right? To me, I like things to be simple. My life has been
Why
simpler.
complicate it?
less is more to me in this
Exactly.
case.
Yeah. One lie leads to another lie. Then you got to keep track of 100 lies. And how you think, you know what I mean? So, just tell the truth from day one, man.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're the new meme of YouTube and
Yeah.
Instagram. That's the last thing you want to become a meme
Exactly.
nowadays.
Sounds good, man.
So what I think, for me, I think is advantage is I just think of it as I'm a social engineer. I try to help people solve problems. So on the sidetrack, I do own also a separate business that's inherited from my parents. They repair deep fryers for restaurants because he
Oh, okay.
So I have workers.
That's got to be year-round business.
Yeah, there's a lot of restaurants out there. But anyway,
Where are they located?
So we service all New York area.
That's
So
Plenty of
awesome.
restaurants there. There's one every 5 feet.
exactly.
That's what I was asking.
So to me, is I'm trying to create an environment where you'll benefit. So now that you have a lot of people need job. Like you see all the migrants workers and all that.
Oh,
stuff.
man, I saw a whole bunch outside Home Depot today. I was like, wow,
Exactly.
this hasn't reminded me since like the 2005. I was like, wow.
Exactly.
It was packed with people.
So so those are the things that, as a real estate, if you have enough houses, I think you could create enough to get enough jobs. We could all benefit.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, for sure.
You know, I do own some properties in Syracuse. I call that the Detroit of New York, basically. So now I think it's one of those things. There's a strong housing demand there, but there's a lot of houses in disrepair because some people don't know that being a landlord property manager takes skills.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I got screwed by some of them because But at the end of the day,
Comes with the business.
Yeah, it comes to the business. So I think that those are the things that I think you try to create opportunities so everyone benefits.
That's where we self-manage everything.
So yeah.
That's amazing. James, you are doing God's work.
I don't know about that.
Literally.
I think I'm just happy to I think humble beginning. I know my parents went rough when they came. I think a lot of immigrants came here too.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
They work hard and just protect it and preserve it and help them grow it. I think.
How can people get in touch with you?
LT probatesolutions.com.
LT?
LT, Live Transition
Okay.
Probate Solutions. So L as in Larry, T as in Thomas,
Okay.
probatesolutions.com.
Solutions.com. Cool.
And I'm also on Facebook and Instagram.
So if anybody had any questions, just general questions, you can
Yeah.
reach out to
So
you.
James.
Do you help in all 50 states? Is this
No.
national?
This is
Okay.
I'm focusing in Queens, maybe a little bit in Syracuse because I have some property there.
So that specific county.
Now, is that process the same for all states?
No,
Oh, it's
each
not, right? That's
the
state
thing.
has their own.
So you're mastering
law.
one county at a time, I guess.
No, but I'm in the mastermind coaches, so I have partners in other counties
Okay,
too.
cool.
So
Okay.
if we all have the same mindset. So if you have somewhere else, reach out to me. I'm happy to refer to one of our trusted partners.
Awesome.
Your Instagram, Facebook.
Instagram.
It's the same. It's just the same thing. LT Probate Solutions.
Awesome.
Cool.
And then, or you can just email me, James at LT Probate Solutions. And I'm happy to answer any questions or anyone who wants to partner up, because also at the end of the day it's a vertical integration. It's not me doing all the work, right? I need also business partners to help me to bring a higher product to ultimately serve the client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Mel,
fun.
anything you leave off with?
No,
Is
man, I
everything
think
going
we're
great?
good to go. We learned something new today, and something I didn't know about. So I've dealt with some probates in the past, and I know they're a pain in the neck to deal with. So I might have a right-hand man to help me out in the future.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Give me time. That's why we're here.
Because I have the
Questions for the
patience of a mosquito.
Any questions for the guests? And
No, I think kind of like you guys are saying, you're doing great work, God's work, definitely helping a lot of people who need it.
I believe what comes around goes around.
Yeah,
so
true.
That's
I'm
a great
hoping,
mindset.
Yeah.
If it's not in this lifetime,
For
hopefully.
politicians, believe that'd be great.
Well, luckily I don't follow any politics. So,
Great, that's awesome.
yeah, I don't
go there.
I don't have
Don't
time
go
for
down
that.
that road.
Yeah, man, I don't have time for that.
All right.
So, yeah.
Great.
Sounds good. Awesome, guys.
Just some housekeeping again. We mentioned on last week's podcast that Joey and myself are doing a mentorship program. We're taking resumes at Joseph Falla at DHR Props. If you've never been in the real estate business before, no real estate agents, please. And you're looking to follow someone, we can follow your journey and walk you through all the steps of buying your first property. Whether you're looking to do Airbnb, crash pads, fix and flip, whatever the case may be, please reach out to me. I can also be reached at 908-669-9091. If you're looking to buy your first investment property, if you're looking to buy your first residential property with your family, yourself, if you're looking for down payment assistance, if you go to the Freddie website now, they actually have a link for down payment assistance for all the states.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you just
I
go
get
to
that?
the... No, I told you. You keep asking. I told you no.
Nobody wants to give me money.
Yeah, if you go to the Freddie Mac website, you can actually, there's a link in there that you can type in your state and it'll give you the down payment assistance that's available in your particular state.
Cool.
Any investor questions, again, you can give me a call. Then this is pretty much it, man.
And ask you
This
next
is
week about the down payment assistance.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I wanna thank you guys for inviting me.
No, this is
over.
great, John.
coming.
Thank you very much.
you.
And just as anything, I think I'm learning a lot from you guys, and I would like to also be part of contribute to the community. So
Well,
we'll
exchange
all
information,
grow.
Rock
absolutely.
and roll.
Yeah, it's not a zero-sum game. It's we all benefit.
Sounds
Thank
like
you.
fun.
All right, people.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you next
Peace.
week. Thanks again.